Hello guys and welcome back to the Bull Talk podcast. I'm Jay Clark and joining me as usual I've got the mighty terrier, Jack Ritchie.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. We've also got Southampton's own Ron Weasley, Ben White.
Hello.
And got a little bit of an extra today. Many of you might know him from my PES videos. He is the Golden Goose, Gus Edwards.
It's an honour being a guest.
No, appreciated. And obviously, as this is the Bull Talk podcast, we'll be covering numerous topics across the footballing world. And today's topics will include the Chelsea transfer embargo, Kepa's poor attitude. I'll give a little honourable mention to a former international that was retired recently. Then have a cheeky quiz from Jack. And we'll have a little natter about today's and yesterday's results. Obviously, we're recording on a Sunday. And we'll have a little discussion about what is the best league in the world. Followed by a nice cool Claude Puell sacking convo. So let's start off with a Chelsea transfer embargo. Do you guys think they'll struggle? Jack?
Yeah, I think they will. I don't like. It's difficult. Like, if it was a English manager, I like Sarri, but if it was an English manager, then maybe he would be able to adapt a little bit better with some of the English youth players or just the youth players in general. But if he's with Sarri, I'm not sure if he's really going to be able to adapt to having a lot of them are going to be pushed through, or at the end of the season they're going to spend a lot of money. I think there's rumours they're going to spend a lot of money at the end of the season, like in preparation for that. So we'll have to see if that happens. But it's only a plus for like the Premier League if Chelsea will have to play more youth players, which will be good. So Hudson-Odoi, Loftus-Cheek, yeah. So
we might see a few break through to the England squad.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be good.
Could be good.
That'd be really good.
Could be really good. I mean, they've got the squad depth. They can definitely do it.
They've got about 3 squad depths.
Yeah, it's just whether these players can adjust.
It's probably the hardest team to get into if you're a young player. It seems. Who can you really say has got in there? Like Loftus-Cheek a little bit and Hudson-Odoi, like in the previous years.
Oh, I can't think
they've
of any
all ended up going.
Yeah,
all of them end up going. Bertram maybe a little bit.
I think with Hazard wanting to go as well, they're gonna be in a bit of a situation come, end of the season when you got clubs circling around.
They've got Hudson-Odoi, haven't they?
So big hole to fill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think obviously with the whole Sarri situation, they're going to struggle with that. We'll touch on Kepa and Sarri in a bit, but it's not going to be an easy road. I'm just hoping these England players come through, start making their way into the first team, and eventually going on to the national team. Because I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Players do play well when they've played more in the Prem. It's just logic. Do you have any thoughts on this, Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I think they're definitely going to struggle next season. Every team that leads in strength, and I think it's going to be another rocky road for Chelsea in another season.
Problem is, there's going to be a lot of pressure on them to sign a lot of players before the deadline. So they might panic and buy the wrong players, and it could go all wrong.
This is going to be the next 2 windows, so they're not going to be able to sign anyone come into the season, because that'd be, the next window.
Yeah, if it's from them, yeah.
Have to rely on youth academy. Just
they really will.
Hope for the best sort of thing.
And try and keep hold of their best players. Yeah, Hazard.
Yeah.
Even Willian as well. Linked with Barcelona seems to be everyone.
Thing is, some of the players they've got there are mercenaries. Yeah, they're not going to want to stay. And when a player wants to leave and he's not playing for you, why keep him? They're going to have to sell, but be unable to fill the gap. Do you have any thoughts on it, Gus?
Um, not anything that you've already said. If pretty much covered it. I mean, yeah, pretty much covered the whole thing. I mean, I
Yeah,
haven't really got any additional things to
just
say
not really
now.
too much. The only thing I will say is obviously there are 4 other clubs that are being touted to get potentially hit by this transfer embargo, and
Yeah,
I'm just hoping it ain't Palace because we are struggling. And when you got just Wickham up there, now we've got Batshuayi, but it'll be gone at the end of the season. Um, just pretty
They're going
unfortunate
to
if it
need him
is
next
us.
season. They'll be going back to
Yeah,
Chelsea, won't he? They're going to need him.
actually, yeah, good point. I don't think we're getting back. So let's move on to the next topic, which is Kepa's poor attitude. Obviously, little background on this. Earlier on, Carabao Cup final, was it Kepa had a little injury? Sarri was, subbing him. Arrizabalaga Kepa had no intention of coming off whatsoever. Refused. Didn't come off in the end. And poor old Willie Caballero, standing on the sideline, expecting to come on in the Carabao Cup final, and Kepa's not having any of it. Sarri goes off on one, throws a little wobbler, and well, we're here now. Obviously, a lot of people raging
Kepa,
on Twitter, and what's
he's
your
done
input
his
on it?
manager no favours there. He's under
No,
enough pressure as it is. With just everyone seems to be watching Chelsea and Sarri at the moment, and something like that to happen as well in a final in a big game. It's not needed.
no,
You got to respect what your manager says at the end of the day. It's it's not good, and I can see why Sarri's angry, to be honest. But
I think
hopefully everyone can see that it's not Sarri's fault. Like at the
no.
end of the day, it's Kepa's.
It's just absolute disrespect on Kepa's behalf. Absolute disrespect. When a manager
That's
I
I
goes,
see
think
Kepa's side to it though.
yeah, but
yeah, definitely.
when a
As a
manager,
keeper myself as well, I can see or just a player in general, I can see when you don't want to come off, you don't want to come off. But at the end of the day, you've got to respect your manager.
Yeah.
no,
You
if
do have to.
you lose the players, you lose everything. You need that discipline. If I was Sarri now, I'd be benching Kepa and playing
Thing is, I
Caballero.
wouldn't say he's like you can't like keep saying he's lost the players. It's just one player like Rudiger was holding him back and
Yeah,
stuff like they are obviously passionate for Sarri and want him to be the manager.
but I think
It's
if
just
this goes
obviously just
unpunished, he will start losing
I don't
players.
think it would be.
I
yeah,
don't think
he
we
has
bench in
to.
this game.
No, you have to, because otherwise you've lost authority there.
He needs to walk into that dressing room, give him a good bollocking, and then say to him, "Look, you're not playing next game. Caballero's in," and
Until
take it from
you're
there.
not playing next game until you've got respect for me again.
Probably longer, sort your attitude out. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the modern game, that you shouldn't be having that. They get paid
You should be
what?
saying that,
How much is he on a week? I don't know.
especially
Must
out on the pitch.
well
Two,
over
two.
80k, and
Yeah, it's at least 80k.
he can't get subbed off. Acts like a child, when he's asked to come off. And some people are actually saying that it was a tactical sub, which would make sense. Caballero on
We'll have to see
penalties.
what Sarri says.
So, but
in
yeah,
the
we'll have to
press
wait
conference.
for
That'd be
the.
interesting as well, actually. See what he says. Just about the whole situation. He's going to get asked about it, so we'll have to see what happens in the next few days.
Be a nice watch. But
Yeah.
I think we pretty much touched up on Kepa and his poor attitude. It stinks. It shouldn't be happening in the modern game. Gus, you got any thoughts? Obviously, with Sarri, what impact this could have, and also actually something I wanted to touch on is I'm getting a sense of the Wenger effect here, where Chelsea fans aren't happy that they're sixth, but obviously Arsenal fans weren't happy with finishing fourth. Someone's got to finish fourth, and someone's got to finish sixth. I don't
Well, it's
see
just
why.
Sarri's not had long enough, has he? So
Nah, he needs
they
more
can't expect
time,
miracles in the first season, can they?
and I think
It's a joke.
we're in an age where, like we said last week, De Boer got sacked after 4 games. There's just no time for managers whatsoever.
So,
And
saying on that, our new Huddersfield manager's lost all his four games.
yeah,
To be fair, there's a few people not happy with him at the moment, actually. Saying that, to be fair.
But you
Really?
can't teach
Like,
can't
yeah,
teach an old dog
they're
new
not happy with
tricks.
his they're not happy with his player selections at the moment. With some of our players who they felt have been our better players being left out of the squad or even just out of the team, first team.
It's all over for you now, though, isn't it? So,
Yeah, I know,
let's
but
be
it's still
honest.
we still want to go out. We're like we don't want to just go out like we are going out at the moment. We want to just show a bit of fight at least still. It's just and try and prepare ourselves as best we can for next season in the champ. But
Although I think
Your
with
last three
Huddersfield,
games, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle.
by January, your chairman had lost hope. He was like, "No,
oh yeah, definitely.
we're pretty much down. I'm not. We're not spending."
I have no problem with that. You've got to be
No,
realistic when you're a club like us. Don't expect miracles.
It's hard for a manager to get it, come into a club and sort of want to play his sort of style of football and let the players link up. You need time to do that. So
yeah, and I
those
think
time
especially with the
ones.
transfer ban, he's not going to be able to get sign players that are going to want to play to his style. He can't sign
Yeah,
anyone. He's going to have to try and hope that they've got youth players that like to play to his style, and drop some of the first team if it doesn't work. So it's going to be definitely going to be a tough year for Chelsea, and I'll be interested
yeah.
to see where we are this point next season. Who's managing Chelsea? Because I can't see it being Sarri. He's not going to get much
I
longer.
hope so.
What if, say, if Sarri did go, who would you want to bring in? Who do you reckon would?
Ah, that's a tough one.
The favourite at the moment, I think, is Zidane.
That wouldn't be
So,
bad.
Yeah, that's
Be
quite a good
interesting
shout,
to see what
actually.
he'd bring to Chelsea. I mean, dare I say it, Mourinho, third spell.
No, you
yeah.
can't do that.
If they get that desperate, just whack Moyes in there for a year. United did it.
What air keep you up?
I think we've pretty
Keep
much
examine.
yeah,
That's what I say.
keep him up, wouldn't he? I think we've pretty much touched on Kepa and his poor attitude, and
Yeah.
I think it is time for the honourable mention of the podcast. This is going to be my weekly feature from now on, where I just whack in a player I like. And today is Lassana Diarra. Played at many clubs. Arsenal, was a regular at Madrid. Played at Chelsea. He's played for the French national team.
Portsmouth.
Pompey. He's been there, done that. And the other day he got released by PSG and decided he wants to give up football. He's going to sit at home and play Football Manager. So,
Probably, yeah.
fair play to Lassana. He will be missed. So, I think we will move on to the quiz.
Ritchie's quiz of the week.
This week's quiz is on the EFL Cup. Just
Ooh.
obviously the final was today. So starting off with Jay, the first question is who was the first winner of the EFL Cup? And I'll give you a clue. They are currently in the Championship.
I'll add a little bit to this before as well, like the intro. Hopefully Ben puts a little bit to this quiz, as he's been quite quiet at the moment. I'm going to say Derby County.
No. Go on, Ben.
Sheffield United.
No. Gus?
Aston Villa.
Gus!
Oh,
First week on! And he
cheeky
gets
git.
it right!
What a guess.
We'll have you on every week. Showing Ben up.
Oh, I
That
can't
was a
afford,
complete
can't
guess,
afford
by
him
the way.
every
I
week.
didn't Google that answer. That was a complete guess.
I can't afford
Alright,
him
the
every
second
week.
one.
So,
Who has won the EFL Cup the most times? And I'll start with Gus as you got the first one and go in the other way.
What about the mighty Sheffield Wednesday?
No, they are currently in the Premier League, which narrows it down a little bit.
United.
No.
That was Leeds, by the way.
Arsenal.
No. Sorry, Gus, you're there. And then I have to go Ben after Gus. Go on, Gus. They're in the Prem.
Let's go with. I'm gonna say. Chelsea.
No. Ben?
Oh, Chelsea was my guess.
Oh, it's not now.
They're currently in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Fulham.
No.
Ooh.
Jay?
Who's a big team? Liverpool.
Jay, pulling it back.
Get in there.
Wants to win again this week, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Alright, so Jay's got 1, Gus has got 1, Ben 0 again.
Shock.
Alright.
Calm down, Gus.
Alright, the third question is, who has won it 2 years in a row? The
2
first
years in
team
a
to win
row.
it 2 times in a row. This team
Oh,
are currently in the Championship. And
Oh,
I'll
no, I
start
don't
with
know.
Ben first because he's got none.
Wait. No, your quiz is
What?
wrong.
Why?
Manchester City won it 2 times in a row. They just.
The
Yeah, but
first team to do it 2 years in a row.
First
Ben.
team.
They're currently in the Championship.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with Nottingham Forest again.
Oh my god, Ben has actually just got it right first time.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Oh my god, he's got his phone ready.
What is wrong with this
No.
world?
Oh dear.
So we've got 2 questions left and it is all tied up at the moment. So
Come on.
anyone could win
There's
this
gotta be a
week.
winner.
Hopefully
There's
it's
gotta
not
be a winner.
Jay because I want a different winner. Because otherwise it'll look like it's fixed. Well,
I'll
Ben's
get my
just
own.
rubbish.
I'll get my own cup, mate.
Okay, everyone can just have 1 guess at this one, and whoever's the closest will win. What year did the EFL Cups start?
Oh, who
I'll
knows?
start with Jay first on this one.
1972.
Okay. I'll go with you, Gus.
Let's say 1975.
You dick.
Okay.
3 off me.
1985.
Okay. The winner is actually Jay, who is
Oh,
the
yeah.
closest
Oh,
on 1972. The actual date was 1960.
Oh.
oh,
So
12
I
off.
was surprised none of you fancy going a bit lower. But so
No.
that's 2 to Jay now with the last question. And so the last question is, who was the first team to win the EFL Cup who were not in the first division back then? Their team are currently in the Championship.
Oh.
And I'll start with Gus on this one.
go Derby County.
No. Ben?
Blackburn.
No. Jay?
Nottingham Forest.
No. Gus?
Newcastle United.
Premier
Oh no! Why did
Go
I
on,
say
Gus, I'll
that?
let you have another one. Go on.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Thank God.
no,
I
Ben?
thought you were going to say Sunderland.
Sheffield United.
No. Jay?
Aston Villa.
No. Gus?
Oh, you can't just give us the answer. You
No,
can't just
no,
keep
I want to get this, Gus.
No.
Yeah. They're competitive, Gus. You don't know what happened on last week's episode.
Yeah, you didn't watch it.
Mm.
Terrible.
Birmingham City.
No, it's a good guess, but no. Ben?
Stoke City.
No. Jay?
I'm out of Championship clubs.
Oh, yeah?
I can think of a
24
fair
of
few,
us.
but Bolton.
No. Gus?
Preston North End.
No, it's another quite a good one, though. Go on, Ben.
West Brom.
No. Jay. Cool. This one's.
Jesus.
I want to know.
Leeds.
No. Right. Starting with you, Gus. They're currently in the top 6
Blimey.
of the championship, but Gus won't know who that is because he don't follow the champ. So even though he supports a team in there.
I was going to say Norwich.
Oh my God, he's got it.
Yes.
I know I made it a bit easy at the end, but we have to
Yeah,
draw an end to it. 'Cause that
well,
was just-
we're drawing now. You're going to have to quickly think up
Yeah.
another one.
I ain't got another one.
This week's gonna
Just
be a
anything,
draw.
anything to get us past this quiz. Just
Yeah.
Huddersfield
question.
signing and how much they went for, or how much they were signed for, and whoever's closest.
No,
Done.
I've decided it's ending on a draw this week.
Ah,
Thanks for playing.
disappointing. I wanted to win. Well, that's two
The best
weeks
thing
in a
about
row.
this
One,
week's quiz
2 weeks
is
in a
that
row.
Ben's lost again.
Not much changes,
No, exactly.
and we'll get back into
Fun I've got going on.
the nitty gritty football topics of obviously today's and yesterday's results. What's everyone taking out of today's and yesterday's games in the Prem and the Carabao? Start with you, Ritchie. Huddersfield are doomed. I think you've taken that.
Yeah, and we'll move on from that quite quickly, I think. Man U Liverpool game, there was quite a lot of injuries quite early on, so that was a bit of.
Too many.
There wasn't much else going on in the game. It was a bit compared to like what you think it would be. Both teams weren't at their best, I don't feel, especially Liverpool. But yeah, like Man U did quite well considering some of their big players they had missing, like Herrera obviously came off. Matic won even in the squad due to injury. So McTominay came in and Pereira and played a lot of the minutes, and they both did really well. Man U were once again quite solid defensively and organised, so showing they can grind out the results, which is good against a good Liverpool team.
Yeah, I mean 3 subs as well in the first half.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that's ridiculous.
Herrera, Lingard come on. 20 minutes later, he's off. Sanchez is on.
Yeah,
It's ludicrous. It's just
Yeah.
poor bad luck. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, Sunday was pretty boring. Non-league games.
draws in both games, weren't there? To be fair
Yeah.
today, well, in the big ones.
How they used to get
Expecting
on?
some goals.
Nice solid 2-0 win against Salford, the money bags in the league.
Not
Another
anymore.
loss.
You're into the playoffs now, aren't you?
Yep, 5th in the league.
Wembley to go.
Hopefully we can keep that.
We'll all be going.
Yep. I'll whack Macy shot on.
Wembley. If it
And
happens.
obviously the boys picked up a win yesterday. Palace. Michi
Was that where you
getting his first goal for the club.
You scoring 4 goals as well. That's like us scoring 6 goals.
Rarely happens. I mean, considering we've not really had an out-and-out striker, scoring 4 goals is pretty much an accomplishment for us. It's a rarity. It's a hot commodity that I'll take. Gus, anything about the weekend? Obviously, you beat Swansea 3-1, didn't you?
That was a good result, to be fair.
You needed that. Not that you're
well,
going
so
anywhere
that-
this season, but you needed that.
Deulofeu got 3 goals.
Yeah, he played amazing yesterday.
Mm.
Anyone
Really
have
good
him in the
result
dream
for
team?
Watford. And no, I had Deeney on Draft Fantasy, who I put in the day before. He got 15 points. That was good. But,
What about Spurs?
yeah, old Pochettino actually. That's a good point. He was going mental at who was it? Mike Oliver? No, what was it? I can't remember who it was. Even his name.
Unofficial.
Yeah, an official once again. Referees under. Yeah, he was
Bring in
absolutely mental.
VAR. No, I'm joking on that. But yeah, what a choker for Tottenham. I think they're out of the title reckoning now. There's no way back in for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, but I feel they did need to add. So I think They were always going to struggle.
They're
But
falling a bit short.
Burnley
Yeah.
played really well, to be fair. Actually, we could point on that. Burnley were really good. So,
Deitch will be sitting at home happy again.
yeah.
Hasn't really had the greatest of seasons, Sean Deitch, but well, not compared to last season.
Well, just looking at the table here, Tottenham haven't got a single draw this season. Got 20
Have they?
wins, 7 losses.
It's quite a fair, yeah.
Bloody
So,
hell.
they either win a game or lose it.
It's 50-50.
Hmm.
They've not shipped too many goals in either. They have got a good back four. It's just obviously Kane
Well,
getting
they've got a
injured.
good team overall, but they're
Yeah.
just a lot. They're just not got a lot of
think
depth, have they? in the
Kane
squad?
getting injured stuffed them a bit.
Or just in general, losing players like Moussa Dembele and stuff. They've just only got like Harry Winks and not as many players to come in. Relying on a lot of youthful, younger players to come through, which is good, but could cost them.
Oh, we've got Burnley next week, so hopefully we can stuff them.
That's a massive game for you.
Yeah.
But,
Hopefully we can
yeah.
urinate over the cornflakes of Sean Dyche. Be happy with that, especially at Turf Moor. So
Or
I
should I
think,
say Turdmore?
yeah. You Wally.
We're not getting you on again.
Yeah, don't come back. All right, we'll move on. Best league in the world. What is it?
Well, I think most people would say the Premier League.
Don't lie, Gus. I know you're a Serie A fan.
I'm not. I mean, if you look at the likes of Champions League and that, it's mostly won by Spanish teams, but it seems that most players come over here because of competitiveness.
No,
Well,
and the money.
I think
Yeah.
from a style of play, I prefer Spanish football. And I'll also plug 11 Sports. They're not sponsoring me, but 60 quid a year for La Liga coverage, you can't go wrong. You get pretty much every La Liga game. And I've been watching them past couple of weeks, and I've been really enjoying the Spanish football.
I quite like the Serie A, just for like it's a bit. You see a bit more. I feel like it's a bit different. Like I love seeing Juventus playing 5 at the back or 3 at the back
Yeah.
with wing backs, and just they kind of like made that in the sense that
A
like.
bit more
Like
variety.
when Conte come over, yeah, you don't see it like, and when Conte came over and did adapt that sort of play style, a lot of teams at that time then started using that play style against him, and got to see it more, which was quite nice.
I think
I like
Premier
the,
League,
Chelsea still used last
Bundesliga.
season.
Bundesliga, yeah.
Bundesliga's good.
One over my head there.
No, it's quite nice to see
fun-
Dortmund at
fun
top
to watch,
actually
yeah.
of the Bundesliga. So it's a bit different. Obviously, Bayern dominating it, but Dortmund won again
It's-
today.
It's nice to see
Right.
Dortmund coming back. Because
Yeah,
they were
it is.
quite a good power in
Yeah.
football a couple of years
They were just
back.
getting all their players nicked by Munich, weren't they? At one
Yeah.
point. But
And it's
I
nice to
think
see...
for me, sorry, my favourite league has got to be the Championship. For
Yeah,
me.
fair
I
point.
absolutely love it. Anyone can beat anyone on its day. Anyone can go up. Anyone can go down.
Yeah, that's
Like I just
yeah.
that's the way I see it. Like us going
It is a
up was just
bonkers league.
ridiculous. Like Sunderland going down last season, like the couple of seasons ago, or when it was. It just shows anyone can go up and anyone can go down. Anyone can beat anyone on its day in that league. I feel it's just such a good league to watch football in, and
I
just how competitive it is.
The Championship is a good league to showcase any of your youth. Do you know what I mean? The youngsters of England really have a chance to shine.
That's the thing. Obviously, I'm a Huddersfield fan, but going back down to the Championship, obviously I've enjoyed being in the Prem, but I'm looking forward to being back in the Championship. I absolutely love it.
I mean, personally for me, I'd say the Spanish league. I've been on and off watching it this season, and you don't get too many games that disappoint me. And watching Leo Messi the other day, I'm gonna bring him into this because obviously he got his 50th hat trick. It's just class seeing players like that, and then you got players like Hazard who aren't performing at Chelsea. It's nice to see. You know, Leo Messi giving it his all. I think I saw Mata's brother as well. Is it yesterday? He played. It was Getafe and someone. But I just love Spanish football, and I used to love watching Premier League. As soon as we got promoted, week in week out, I'd watch Palace. But now it's like I'm easing off, and there's too much theatrics.
I can see your point. It's not as appealing to me anymore compared to what it used to be.
Too many theatrics going on, and Spanish. I have to say, for the past couple of games, I haven't seen too many dives. Whereas English, you see it all the time.
It's not even just that; it's a standard of refereeing which you would. If it
Yeah.
is the best league in the world, you'd like to see it in like the best sort of refereeing. But I think there's too many errors. And if you're gonna, I thought going up to the Premier League, playing in that division, you would get some of the best referees, but like in the world. But it seems to be that the mistakes they've been making this season for me have been really bad, and it might as well be in the champ if you want poor refereeing, or but in the lower leagues.
It's like La
So
Liga. La Liga have got VAR in now. They used it earlier as well in the Betis game, when Betis, the questionable goal, and it got ruled a goal. But we'll let the other two have a little word as well. What do you think, Ben?
I think the best league in the world is the National League.
well, we didn't have to
National
ask them
League.
that, to be fair, did we?
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely not the National League.
Be
There's
realistic.
a lot of it's very competitive. No one would have said Eastleigh be in the playoffs. No one said Solihull Moors would be in the playoffs at this stage of the season. And no one said Old Shot would be in the relegation zone.
It's probably because people don't know who Solihull Moors are.
For all the same reason that Ritchie said he likes the championship.
Nah,
The same reason as he likes the
it's a
I
fair
do
point. I
enjoy
can't knock
going
it.
to the old National League game, to be fair, when I've gone with Ben to go
Well,
and watch Eastleigh. Has always been good.
few months back when we went to see Eastleigh, I enjoyed that. I think I enjoyed
Thank
that more than going to, say, Home Park at Plymouth.
No more disagree with me that it's not one of the
Because I can't watch it on telly, Ben.
You can.
Can you?
PT Sport, I'm not paying for that.
BT Sport.
Yeah, because I really like BT Sport. No, if I was going to watch it, I don't promote this, kids, but watch it illegally.
Or support your local team. Go down
Yeah.
to watch your local team. Pay £15 for a ticket to get in some of the National League games, and
40 quid
No
for
one
the coach
cares
for
you're an
away
Eastleigh
days.
fan. We're talking about football in general, not.
Gus, if you support your local
Eastleigh.
team, who would that be?
Up
It
at Clapford.
it would be
Like the Liverpool, eh?
the Olsford.
Alsford.
Yeah, you should
All
get
the
down there and
shows.
support. Think you'd enjoy it.
Up at Blackford now, Gus.
You know, they don't
Right.
actually have like a.
We must move on before you guys start sort of disclosing where Gus lives and giving his
Oh, yeah.
number out, because it's going to happen.
He'd
We'll move
probably
on.
do it, to be fair.
Claude, I'm going to butcher this second name, but Claude Puell, sacked.
Brilliant.
Regards on it.
Brilliant.
Harsh,
Yeah?
because if you look at Leicester, like they're 12th in the league, so they're sat mid-table. Yeah, they've had a poor run of form, but I think that like we're going back to what you said earlier.
They won
managers
6
getting
games.
sacked. Yeah, I know, but you always have a poor spell in the season.
Not
But we're going back to what I was
Purple
saying
patch.
earlier, where I think managers need more time at clubs.
To be honest, Gus, I'm actually going to have to completely disagree with you. I think he's had more than enough time with that squad. He's had a bit of money as well. I just don't think he's done anything to help that team
I think the
get
2-1
any
loss,
better.
2-1 loss in the FA Cup third round against Newport sealed it.
Not even just that. Like, you're at home and you've lost 4-1 to Crystal Palace, who struggle to score goals. Obviously, no offence, Jay. They do struggle to score goals.
I ain't going
And
to
they've
lie,
shipped
we've not had a
4 past
striker. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Shipping
which
4
is
against
just
your back 4 is just awful.
and he has been there a long time now. He's had what, over a season and a half, and they're no better. They're worse, in my opinion. So I don't like. I did notice. I think one of the strongest favourites for the job is actually our ex-manager David Wagner, which would be nice to see.
Nah.
That would. but I'm not sure who the other favourites are in the running.
I saw Brendan Rodgers up there as well.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
get lost. Get him out. I'm not having Brendan
Yeah,
Rodgers
he's not
back in
even
the
there
Prem.
yet.
So, yeah.
I'm not having him there. Sick of him. It's like when we went to Anfield and to watch Oldham. His son come on against him. So even his son doesn't want to play for him. But no, I don't think it was. I normally hate managers getting sacked, but this one I would say is warranted. The amount of cash that they've spent in that club and the players they've got. You know,
They've got a good team.
you got England
Like, I
England
just-
international centre back, England international left back. How are
Yeah.
they losing so many games?
Hmm. I always feel, even as a Huddersfield fan, if we went to Leicester, I always feel like we could get something out of the game, and I feel like
Yeah.
we can't beat anyone. Well, maybe not now, but I just don't. Yeah, they're just not really showing what they had obviously in that title winning season. Not as much as it anyway. I think they need to go back, get a good manager in who get them down playing football again.
Who do you reckon? Who should replace?
I like to see Wagner. I think he had a better team. Like, he was with us. If he had a better squad, I think he could do really well. But I'm not sure. Yeah, obviously Rodgers, I don't think would be bad, to be honest. For me, who else is available?
Moisey.
Big Sam. It's got to be Big Sam.
For me, it's Moisey.
What do you think?
It's got to be Moisey. I miss
He's
him.
got to end.
I'm pining for him. I want him back in the Prem. What about you, Ben?
I read that.
Oh my god.
No, okay.
Getting back in there.
Never say never. Gus?
That's nearly as bad as Owen Hargreaves last week.
You wait, Gus. Brendan Rodgers.
Nah, because I don't like Brendan Rodgers.
Arsene Wenger.
Not bad shout. I think he's got too much money now, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really say, to be honest. Nah.
No? No idea?
Nah.
Just say a name. Simon Grayson. Anyone, Gus.
Simon Grayson.
Michael
Owen
Arteta's
Coyle.
25 to 1.
Bring
Is it?
Cloudy.
Who's 25?
Michael Arteta.
Bring Claudio
Oh my God.
Ranieri back.
Yeah. Pay his wage at Fulham for him to leave. Get reduced compensation. Sorted. Win the
Chris
league again.
Coleman.
Chris Coleman. Oh, so since Wales, he's just gone downhill.
Who's favourite, Ben?
Favourite is Brendan Rodgers.
Oh no.
Ooh. Who's up there as well with him?
David Wagner 7 to 1.
Is he second?
Yep. 8 to 1
Ooh.
Rafa Benitez. 10
Benitez.
to 1 Nigel Pearson. 10 to 1 Sean Dyche.
Nigel Pearson.
I will add this though. If Palace win the cup this season, I'm getting a tattoo of Roy. I'm getting that tattoo of Roy if Palace win the cup.
Well,
You shouldn't say that.
Once in a lifetime thing.
especially with this is going on YouTube as
You're
well.
getting out of this.
If not of Roy, then it'd be Luka Milivojevic, or who scores the winner, and Roy.
It'd be funny if it's
gonna happen.
Batshuayi.
Oh, don't. Yeah, go straight back to Chelsea. Well, I think it's been a pretty sweet little chat about football. It's not been as long as last week, but you know, not really much has happened apart from Kepa being a knob, Lassana Diarra retiring, Chelsea getting a transfer embargo. Not really much has happened, and Claude Puell now has to have cornflakes instead of Frosties because he's been sacked. Can't afford the Frosties anymore, can you, Claude? So yeah, that's pretty much been the podcast, and I've been Jay Clark. We've had Ben White, the Golden Goose, and Jack Ritchie. If you did not like the podcast, please feel free to slag us off in the comments. I love criticism, whether it's constructive or just plain rude. And hope you guys have a very good week. Catch you later.